Greetings, dear ones. We are very pleased to have this time to speak with you today. You are, without question, measuring every day, every moment now in the sort of higher love that probably you remembered very clearly when you were coming into this earth life. And so you came in as these brilliant lights, just as little ones coming into the earth now are coming in as these powerful, intergalactic presences, remembering light language, remembering the star nation language of their origin, remembering the higher realms, and how they could create with a mere smile or command, a thought, or a feeling. You come in this way. And all of you, of course, you have suffered various forms of disempowerment, and seen much difficulty and pain and had your moments of wondering, what was I thinking? It's extremely natural to come in as a human being, as this beautiful expression of higher love, and then realize, yes, but I don't have my full soul power here. Or, I've come in as an earth person. I haven't come in as my higher self. The interesting moment comes as you realize that you yourselves are anchoring upon the earth the very energies that are empowering you to become your higher selves once again, this time while in human form. And so you have these beautiful moments where you begin to realize what our writer and her interviewee were speaking of earlier today on the radio, that people used to just smile at the notion of angels, or fairy folk, or the elven kingdom, or dragons, and all sorts of beings and spirits, some more light-filled than others. And you've all met up with these, just as you've all met up with various ET races, since you were in the womb. You've spoken to them when you were in your etheric state. You've all had various, some joyful, some terrifying, earth lives where you've all run into all of these phenomena, and have realized that they are not mythic. Likewise, something that human beings tend to do, is that they look at a situation such as Nisara or full disclosure, and they say, it's a nice idea. But it's just another pretty picture. It's just something that is nice to think about, but we know it won't really happen. Or, as many would say, I think it will happen, but not during my lifetime. That is understandable. Now, we're going to remind you that there have been many people who have said, I think a woman will run for president, but not make it in my lifetime. Or, I think that probably another African American will run for U.S. president, but probably not be elected, not for another 30 or 40 years. Or, yes, there might be a secret space program, but we'll never hear about it. Now, all of these issues and many, many more than we could possibly have time to name this evening, all of them have been displayed right in front of your eyes. You've seen it all happen. So understand that the notion of time, the whole concept, the whole phenomenon of time on your planet, is sort of disappearing. It's speeding up, to the point where waiting and words like soon, and maybe, and later, almost don't apply anymore. And, of course, you know that soon still means that it hasn't happened quite yet, but it's going to. And yet, it doesn't mean what it used to. It used to be this sort of indefinite, putting it off into the future sort of thing. And what all of you beautiful, brilliant examples of divine love have been doing on this planet, is working with time, the essence and the constitution, the elements of time as it's known by human beings, and as it's marked on this planet. You've not only been working with it, to move it up to a level where it doesn't constrain or constrict you anymore, but you've also made it more elastic. You've made it sort of compressed. You've sped it up, in fact, and you've also made it increasingly irrelevant. So all of you have been anchoring not only the presence of divinity, the presence of beloved and caring and compassionate galactic family members, the presence of the angelic realms and certainly of the positive members of the fairy and elven kingdoms, you've not only been anchoring that as a reality, pulling it out of the storybooks and making it real. You've been exemplifying, demonstrating, and assisting in the roles which all of these ones are busy leading, busy living out. You're right there with them. and some of you may find you awaken in the morning, and you feel as if you've just in that moment arrived back in your body, or that you were traveling to some other part of the planet. Or that you weren't even on the planet. You may have dreams which are actually not dreams. They're indications to your conscious mind that you are traveling, and that you are absolutely working with beautiful members of your galactic family. You may, in these dreams that are not just dreams, see ships very clearly. You may see a ship approaching yours, preparing to dock near you, or to connect with your craft. You may see yourself in front of a range of controls at a console. You may be seeing beings who are much taller, and perhaps a slightly different color than what you're used to seeing from people on Earth. You may be seeing different forms of animals and plant life that you don't see on Earth. But increasingly, these are not going to shock you, as you see them on Earth, because you've been practicing getting used to them in the travels you go on in your sleep state. And the joining of those beautiful, etheric experiences that you're having as you travel etherically in your sleep state, while your body rests back home, the strength, the power of that, the reality of it, is being integrated into your conscious mind. So that increasingly now, if you feel an ET presence in the room, it's not such a shock, and it's not a point of fear. It's not a point of nervousness. Many of you are seeing maybe a hand or a foot or a slight movement of a leg, or what have you, in the corner of your eye. You turn to look, and you don't see anyone there. The peripheral vision, as you know, is not ruled by the conscious mind, which has come under much programming since you were tiny. The peripheral vision is still quite free to see what it sees. It isn't ruled by, don't be silly. That sort of thing doesn't exist. Kind of programming. And so you yourselves are a demonstration of all of those beautiful miracles people have spent thousands of years dreaming of, saying, wouldn't it be wonderful if we could exercise our god, goddess powers, or see a god or a goddess, or connect with those whom we know are nearby in their ships, or connect with those who are nature spirits, and water spirits? Wouldn't it be wonderful? And tales are told of unusual encounters with these rarely seen beings and, of course, they become the stuff of myth, as we were saying. But you are now living in the era of this beautiful integration of these beautiful dreams that humankind has held on to for so long, fed by the power of their souls, which has escaped the matrix. And you're coming to a point of integration, of combining those images, those prayers, those unspoken beliefs and driven underground mystery schools, with outer reality. And what an incredible honor it is, and an honor for all of us, dear ones, to welcome you into this beautiful, new era. And so, yes, this is the season of love. Yes, it is a season of enlightenment. And we welcome you. And it may some days feel still ephemeral and far away. And yet you know that it can't be far away, if you yourselves are here upon the earth. And that is the beautiful part. And so we send all of our love and our light and all of our support, because you are the ones ushering in this beautiful moment. And, as always, we are honored to assist you on your paths. Namaste, dear ones.